Neither I nor my brokerage is affiliated with or endorsed by Latitude Margaritaville, LMWS, or Minto Communities. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida. This is the first video in a video series where I am going to be taking you through how Minto builds homes out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound. Now, this is my personal lot that you're staring at. I am having a hula cottage constructed. It's one of the newer cottage floor plans that they're offering, and I really like it on paper, and I really hope that I like it for real because they do not have a model out there. So please come along with me on this journey as I try to, in layman's terms, explain what's going on. Now, on your screen here, you see a bunch of white PVC pipe sticking out of the ground. Well, let me give you a little bit of context. So here's a trench here. That trench, that is going to be where the dividing wall in between my roofmate and myself will be erected. This trench here, that is a support wall or a place where walls are going to be installed that are integral to the construction of the house to keep it from collapsing in on itself. Here is my garage footprint, and this is my roofmate's garage footprint. Again, a trench because there'll be a wall separating our garages. It'll need to support the roof and our ceilings. And then, of course, another trench here. Again, got a lot of framing, exterior framing that will be going along that wall and then along the forms. Now, the PVC pipe that you see sticking out of various diameters, those are drain pipes. Those are specifically put in just to drain water away from the home. Here you see a pit. That pit is my HVAC closet. That's where the HVAC will be installed and possibly where my shower will be installed too. They dig pans into the foundation, or actually they pour pans into the foundation in areas where if water drainage became a problem, where water is accrued, HVAC for example, if that emergency pan fills up and then it goes unnoticed, it will begin to fill up the pan that's actually built into the foundation in hopes that someone will catch it before it actually starts to spill into a home and cause interior damage. I think that's a very excellent feature that they're doing. So that's going to wrap up this first video. This is the very first thing that happens after your builder contacts you, introduces themselves. They may want you to come out and do a meet the builder meeting, or they may do it virtually with you. If you have an agent representing you like myself, I have gone to many for my clients and then filmed the meeting for them. Additionally, part of my services is once a month I go out and film my clients' build outs just to keep them up to date with what's going on with their home. Well, that's going to wrap up this part one of however many parts until they get the home finished. But I hope you take this journey with me. I'm looking forward to it. Bye now. Neither I nor my brokerage is affiliated with or endorsed by Latitude Margaritaville, LMWS, or Minto Communities. Hey, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida. This is part 2 of my video log of my hula cottage being built out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound. This will be a quick video. I'm just going to tell you what's going on and what you're seeing on your screen. So this is the foundation forms that separate my lot here and my roofmate's lot over here. In the last video, I went over what the white PVC pipes are and what the black looking ones are. Now we get a look at some other stuff. Well, first and foremost, that's almost just recognizable right away. As you can see, the rebar has been laid throughout the foundation. It's being held up by these little plastic forms so that when the cement is poured, it actually embeds that reinforcement into the concrete, holding it together and helping to mitigate cracking and really helping to mitigate separation. Cracking can be kind of normal. It might be a small spider crack. As long as it doesn't get bigger, it's just fine. Where the rebar comes in is it makes sure that that crack doesn't separate. That's when you truly start to have foundation problems. So the reinforcement is just top notch. Next, we've got the main water supply coming into the house right here, coated in a blue wrap. Then we've got the main ground here, and I'll show that to you a little bit more in detail with a better camera angle coming up right here. So this rebar runs down this trench for 25 feet, at least 25 feet. That's what they're supposed to be doing. And that's the main ground for your home. It does touch with the rest of this rebar going throughout your foundation, so any lightning strike should dissipate throughout the foundation of the home rather than going through your appliances and or expensive HVAC, hot water system, what have you. Right here, this main gray pipe right here, that is the electrical supply to the home. So here's the wide shot, mostly of the foundation of where it's going to be poured. I went over the trenches in the previous video and as well as the plumbing. Here's the form for the pan for my HVAC. And the form for my neighbors. So the shared wall will be right there, and HVAC is going to be installed there. So this is basically the second part of when your home is being built, the second stage right before the pour. The next video that I share with you will be after the pour has been done, and possibly when they are there shaving and grinding it down to make sure it's a nice, flat, even surface. Well, that wraps this one up. I hope you stay tuned for the next one. Bye now. Neither I nor my brokerage is affiliated with or endorsed by Latitude Margaritaville, LMWS, or Minto Communities. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 3 of my vlog recording how Minto builds homes out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound. Now this is my personal home. It's a hula conch cottage, and I'm going to quickly take you through what stage we're in. So my foundation was just poured on April the 29th, 2024. At the time I'm recording this video, it's April 30th, 2024. This is only one day of drying, so concrete technology has come very, very far. I'm going to do a quick video for you, a summary here. So this here is my garage pan, and this is my roofmate's garage pan here. Now these garage pans are shaped and sloped to be washout pans. So it's higher over here and lower towards the exit. So you could hose out your garage and the water will weep out this way. Additionally, if you're driving your vehicle in, you park, it's raining, the water drains off, it's going to drain right out of the garage. I really like this design. Additionally, this gutter system here, the garage door nestles up right against it, and it still drains out over the sides and then out into the driveway. So even when it's hard pouring outside in the rain, the water will not weep into your garage. It stays right there in this gutter system. I really like this design. Now here's the main water supply, the main ground, and the electrical supply coming into the house. Now I've got the hula So I'll try to give you some perspective here. So here's the garage. This right here, the space here, and is going to be the master bathroom. So we've got drainage for the commode and sinks, the showers here. This pan right here, that's the HVAC. That's where that's going to go. Then my den is going to be right here. And then over here is going to be the plumbing for the guest bathroom. And then over here is going to be the kitchen plumbing. So we've got electrical supply for stove, and then you've got island plumbing over here. Walk around in advance. Now the lanai is basically the same way as the garage. It does have a slope to it so that water will weep out towards the yard, and you can actually kind of see it develop here. You can see that it is higher on one side and lower on the other. Okay, perfect. So that wraps up video number 3 of my vlog. Now the next video will feature the exterior framing, and maybe the trusses will be up and the decking. It's going very fast. They have definitely improved their building logistics ever since they started 2.5 years ago or 2 years ago. It's just night and day. It's outstanding to see. Well, that's going to wrap this up. I hope you join me in the next one. Bye now. Neither I nor my brokerage is affiliated with or endorsed by Latitude Margaritaville, LMWS, or Minto Communities. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 4 of my vlog. The frame's up. So, just 3 days ago, they had finished pouring the slab and prepping it, and now they are putting up the exterior framing on my and my roofmate's cottages. Now, I, of course, am getting the hula floor plan. I've not been in this floor plan yet. I bought it on paper. I like the layout of it on paper, and I'm hoping that I like the layout of it in life, and for real. So, well, you're kind of going on a journey with me together, and I appreciate you watching. So I'm going to be taking you through step by step, video by video, of how Minto is constructing these homes out at Margaritaville. Right here you can see the 2x6 construction for the exterior walls. Interior walls will be a mixture of 2x4s and aluminum studs, also 2x4s. So yeah, just 3 days ago, the foundation was poured, prepped, and now framing's going up. You can see in the background, these are my neighbors and my trusses. So those will be put up, and I imagine when I go out in a couple of days, not only will the trusses be erected, but also the roof decking will be on, and maybe even the side sheeting. We'll see. Well, that's going to wrap this particular video up for video number 4 in this series. Please stay tuned for video number 5. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. Bye now. Neither I nor my brokerage is affiliated with or endorsed by Latitude Margaritaville, LMWS, or Minto Communities. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 5 in the vlog series of my Hula Conch cottage being built out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound Phase 6. So, in just a short period, the last video I posted, they had just started the framing, and then on Sunday, May the 5th, I went out and I videoed this, and they have all the exterior framing done, plus the trusses hung. And they started putting up the side sheeting and cutting where doors and windows will go. Now, typically, the beginning process through Minto, it goes pretty quickly. So you'll be contacted by your builder, have them meet the builder. At that point, the foundation may already be poured or just about ready to be poured. And then once the foundation is poured, they start the exterior framing and then go from there. These first few steps go really, really quick. And then as we go along in the build, it starts to slow down a little bit simply because of coding. They have to have inspections done. So in reality, the next inspection before any electrical or plumbing work is added is going to be the framing inspection by the county. As you can see, they've got the trusses up, all the exterior walls out. They started putting up the sheeting. I'm going to quickly walk you through stepping on the lanai. So unlike the camellia, it is open on two sides, where the camellia is only open on one. Stepping into the living room with the vaulted ceiling. And then the dining kitchen area. There's the dining area there. And the kitchen slots in here with the island sticking out there with the pipes. Got all of the load-bearing walls in. That's going to be the secondary bedroom there. The den will slot in right there. Now the trusses are made off-site. I'm not sure which company makes the trusses, but they get trucked in. The laundry room there, HVAC pan. Then I'll head out. There's my neighbors, roofmates. Hello, roofmates. And then into the garage. So sturdy 2x6 construction. Again, the trusses are made off-site and then put up. It speeds up the building process immensely. And frankly, the next video that I show you, they will have, it'll look like this across the street. My neighbors across the street. I should have all the side sheeting on, trimmed to order, and then the decking for the roof should be on as well, and maybe shingles, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna look like that for the next video. All right, thank you for going on this journey with me. Stay tuned for next video, and see you next time. Bye. Neither I nor my brokerage is affiliated with or endorsed by Latitude Margaritaville, LMWS, or Minto Communities. Hey, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 6 in my vlog series of my personal hula conch cottage being built at Latitude Margaritaville, Watersound, Panama City Beach, Florida. Now, I'm going to be taking you through, as the weeks progress, how Minto builds a conch cottage. Many of the construction processes are similar for all of the other products. Of course, there's differences and nuances, but for the majority, everything is pretty much the same. So I'm going to take you through it. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. So I have elevation A on the conch cottage, and I did not get to select my elevation, unfortunately. My personal preference, would have been elevation B. However, my neighbors had already selected their elevation, so it limited me to selection A and C, and I preferred A over C. I think all the elevations are fine. So my living room windows there. The second window opening there with a box in it is the guest bedroom. And this double opening here is where the primary suite is. Stepping back here towards the auxiliary parking spots where they will be. In the future, you'll see the AC condenser in this area, power meters. Here we're coming up on my garage and my neighbor's garage over there. So here's something that I either have missed over the past 32 build-outs that I've filmed, or it's relatively new. What I'm talking about here is this bracing, this bracketing that they're putting out on the exterior sheeting out here. Now that honestly is the first time I've seen it. I've filmed 32 build-outs for clients. That doesn't mean they didn't do it before and I simply missed it because maybe they had the paper hung up the next time I went out. But this is the first time I can recollect seeing this bracing on the exterior, and I like it. This seam right here represents the shared wall between me and my roommate. And the interior walls here that are our shared walls, well, they are connected not only by trusses, but also additional framing on the inside. So that interior wall that separates the two cottages is very sturdy. But now adding it out here on the exterior, that's even more reinforcement, and I like it. Additionally, you're seeing the different colored board there. That is fire treatment. That's in case your roofmate's house catches on fire, God forbid. It's supposed to burn slower to allow your neighbor to escape, and yourself, if your house catches on fire, you want to get out too. Here I'm showing you the tie downs. That's an interior tie down, and here's a corner tie down, all on the exterior walls. And I'm getting ready to show you the difference in gauge. Okay, notice that one equal to that one. It's about half the thickness of my thumb. Now this is a general one, runs through the interior walls, but that's about a little bit, about a third of my thumb. That's a half. So they use thicker gauge on the corners. That is an anchor bolt. I'll actually show you one when I find a box. There's one of the tie downs. As it comes in the box, you can see a plate. Now there's another plate that attaches to that, and I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Going through the garage, you can see fireboard up on the roof decking and in the walls. More tie downs. We'll step on in, stepping into the laundry room here. Beyond there's the den. That's the main bedroom back there. Now I imagine they're gonna it's May the 9th when I film this. I filmed this about 8 a.m. And it's now 5 p.m. as I'm recording this, and I imagine they are finished decking the house completely. Showing you more tie downs. This is the primary suite. There's the den in that corner over there. Moving towards the hallway and now into the secondary bedroom right now. Okay, here's that plate I'm telling you about, the double plate. So you got this big thick plate. In the box when I showed it to you, there was a smaller plate, and you can barely see it up here, but it sits on top of that plate. So it's a redundant system. 2 pieces for displacement. They're going to torque those cables down so that the frame is on the foundation. High winds, of course, the frame is still going to sway a little bit. There's just enough slack in those cables to allow for a little bit of sway. You don't want a completely rigid platform. That makes it worse in high winds. You want it to be able to give and take as the wind pushes and kind of relaxes. So that's just an excellent system. In actuality, it isn't code yet. And as they've been progressing through the phases, they've been adding more of those cables, so they kind of doubled down on them. Now this box right here contains the anchors. Now those things embed into the exterior footer of the wall and then down into the foundation. So that's just more securing the frame to the foundation. And remember, the foundation is also reinforced with rebar, with a cage. We'll head into the common living area here. Look at where the kitchen will go. Showing you the trusses there. That's the dining room there, and into the living room. Vaulted ceiling. By the door frame, we got a double tie down system for that front wall, the lanai. So they really, really secure these frames to the foundations of the homes out here. Step out on the lanai. My neighbors are getting their foundations poured today. And beyond there was the mail kiosk. So, I appreciate you going on this journey with me as I take you through step by step as Minto builds my hula conch cottage. Many of the processes that they used are used in all of the floor plans that they build. So I hope this is educational for you. It sure has been for me over the years. And honestly, I don't get bored of watching these things being built. It fascinates me. Well, thanks for joining me. Please join me for the next one. Bye now. Neither I nor my brokerage is affiliated with or endorsed by Latitude Margaritaville, LMWS, or Minto Communities. Hey, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 7 of my video log of a hula conch cottage being built out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound. Normally, the construction procedures that I'll be showing apply to every floor plan that they build, no matter the collection. It could be the cottage, villas, beach, or island, and even vistas in some cases. However, today is going to be unique only to cottages and villas, those floor plans that are what's called paired products. And what we're looking at here is the shared wall. So, take you through this real quick. So that's on my side, that's my neighbor's side. Air gap in between, and then in between it they're installing a thick piece of gypsum treated with fire resistant materials. And then drywall goes on the outside, plus insulation going in between. So the combination of all those materials really creates a nice sound dampening for each of us. Now, loud music, if you're blaring it, sure, your neighbor's going to hear it. However, it still is going to be very resistant. Now, the reason why I'm stopping the video is because I want to show you these seams. So these metal strips, they've got them stacked up right here. They go in between the gypsum boards and join them together to create an even tighter seal, not only to prevent loss of cooling and heating, but to also bolster soundproofing. So all of those layers working together, working in conjunction, provide for excellent privacy between shared products. That's going to wrap up this week's video log. I hope you join me on the next one. Bye now. Neither I nor my brokerage is affiliated with or endorsed by Latitude Margaritaville, LMWS, or Minto Communities. Hey, it's Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and today's video is video number 8 in my vlog series of how Minto builds my hula conch cottage out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound. So today they are putting up the roof shingles. They've already got the aluminum trim, the flashing right here all the way around, and including my roof mates. So we're getting shingles today, and we're also getting the Typar wrap. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit for us. Here to show a little bit of my neighbor's house in case any of my neighbors might be watching this videos. I don't know. All of our garages face back together back here. Look forward to some barbecues hopefully in the future with my neighbors. Now, here are the materials for my interior walls and my roof mates as well. Their pile is right over there. So, interior walls are a combination of wood and aluminum. At door and support walls, it's always wood. The rest of the interior walls will be aluminum. There's my doors, my front door, my garage door. There's the wall in between my neighbor's garage. Again, that was in the last video if you missed that one. That's an interesting video because it shows you how thick the soundproofing is, and basically the fireproofing as well between the cottages. Now, here's a quality control right here. You're seeing someone from the siding company communicating with their crews about what is missing, what needs to be corrected, and then the next step. So they'll actually go and they'll cross these off as they progress. And each one of the superintendents and trades, they communicate like this in a very organized fashion. It's so awesome to watch. And there's more of that interior wall separating my roof mate and myself. A little soundproofing. Again, it is just amazing how far they come. And then each crew cleans up after itself. You might have noticed it's a little messier in the last video. Now it's all kind of clean. Just leaving a nice workspace for the next crew, whatever they may be. Now the next crew that should be coming in to work on not only my neighbor's house, but my house, they should be installing windows and doors, and then they will work on electrical and plumbing after that. Support walls, all of the cables are in, support cables, and view my neighbor's house across. They just had their foundation poured last week, and now they're getting framed today. I'm sure they'll be excited. And that's going to wrap this up. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. It's going to be a mini video process, but I believe that if you're thinking about purchasing out at Latitude, Margaritaville, Watersound, it's good for you to understand how Minto builds these homes and can go along this journey with me. And of course, if you're thinking about buying or selling out at Latitude, Margaritaville, Watersound, I'd love the opportunity to talk with you. I'd love to be your realtor. That's it for today. Thanks now. Bye. Neither I nor my brokerage is affiliated with or endorsed by Latitude Margaritaville, LMWS, or Minto Communities. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video 9 of my vlog series of how Minto builds Hula Con Cottage. This is my personal home that's being built, which is why I'm able to take you on this journey with me. So we're going to be walking on into my house, straight on into the laundry room from the garage. I'm going to stop right here real quick. You can see the metal studs. Sorry, it's blurry. That's just how it works out on this particular program. But what I wanted to point out here is these braces right here. I got the pull bar upgrade. So these were installed to be able to install that brace without doing damage to the drywall or relying on aluminum studs to hold it in place. So the conjunction of the wall itself, the drywall on the other side, and the support boards should create a system strong enough to be able to hold quite a bit of weight. So that is the water closet on the other side of that. You can see the HVAC there. This is the divider wall between my neighbor and myself. There's a previous video where I shot that. There's the drain for the washer, as we are in the laundry room right now. I'm going to show you the HVAC pan real quick. All right, now I know it's blurry, but this is water, and yes, that's trash and debris and stuff. But in reality, they put water in this on purpose to see if it retains water. If it adds water, no problem. What they don't want to see is they don't want to come back and it be completely drained. That would indicate that there might be a foundation crack. That pan is supposed to hold water. That pan is there as an emergency in case your HVAC has an issue and starts leaking water into that area. It'll hopefully be caught, and you'll catch it in that pan before it starts leaking out into your house. Now, where they do door frames is a combination of wood and aluminum. Anywhere it's a support wall, it is a wood wall, meaning load bearing. Gonna head on into the primary bedroom here in a second. There's the tray ceiling. I've already got that framed out. The closet doors, the bathroom doors framed out. There'll be a pocket door going there. Closets framed out. You can see the commode drain there in the second bathroom. There's a walk-in closet here, second bedroom beyond. I really do love the aluminum. At first I was skeptical when they announced it, but after I've seen the finished product, it does provide for a much straighter wall. It does provide for a much straighter wall, and more 90-degree angles or more accurate angles that they're trying to achieve in the house than they were getting from just all frame. Now I wanted to show these supports here too. These are common. This is where your vanity is going to be attached to and secured to the wall. So there'll be a double vanity going along there. There's the drain for the vanity. That's why I stopped the video. I wanted to show you. Then you can see these braces here in this interior wall. They do that because somewhere along in there is probably where they will install the toilet paper roll holder. The water closet. Shower will go there. It's got a little coat closet here. Going into the second bedroom. Now there will be a pocket door about where I'm standing. This is going to be a full attached ensuite to the guest bedroom if you close the pocket door. Otherwise the bedroom has its own door. So guests can just use that bathroom as well and still provide privacy for the bedroom in that case. There's the closet. Now they're doing the sliding doors now instead of the bifold doors. I'm walking into the den. Laundry room beyond there. That's what the white pipe was. Here's the island. This is what really sold me on the aluminum right here, totally, was the island construction seems to be sturdier than when they were doing it with wood. Again, I'm not a builder and I'm not an engineer. That's just my layman's opinion. I'm backing up here because these support boards here and up here, so you've got your lower cabinets and countertops and upper cabinets. Those are the braces where those will be installed. And the ceiling in the dining room. Island again. Again, yeah, I do like that island. They feel much more sturdy. Don't get me wrong, when the cabinets and everything go on it, the original islands were sturdy too, but these just seem more. So you got the vaulted ceiling again, the aluminum, just creating a much more flatter, smoother surface. Speeds up construction time as well, using the aluminum. And I'll quickly show my neighbors' houses in case any of you are watching. Across the street. They are building your house, and yours will be looking just like mine in about a week and a half. And foundation's getting ready to be poured. Well, that wraps up this video. Next video, I'm hoping that the windows and the exterior doors will be installed. And then we'll wait for the inspection on those. And then they should move into electrical and plumbing. So I appreciate you going with me on this journey. Till next one. Bye now. Neither I nor my brokerage is affiliated with or endorsed by Latitude Margaritaville, LMWS, or Minto Communities. Hey, it's Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Beach Properties of Florida. This is video number 10 in my video log series of my hula conch cottage being built out at Margaritaville, Watersound. And I appreciate you going on this journey with me. Now, in last video, I predicted that my next video, windows would be up. And that has come to be true. The windows and the doors have been installed, at least the front door anyways. And here's the windows outside of the primary bedroom suite. A couple things on the outside. One thing I want to show you here on the outside, which I'm going to swing up to in just a second. There they are. So, bathrooms out at Margaritaville. They are all vented directly outside, as well as laundry room, which is typical in a home build. However, going straight outside with the vents for the bathrooms is great instead of venting all of that up into your attic space. It's a feature that I really like. I'm going to fast forward here a little bit. And just in the past couple of days, now the last time I filmed, today is May 22nd. The last time I filmed was May 19th. And the windows hadn't even been installed yet. And no plumbing or electrical. Well, they've got the HVAC, return, and fresh air venting, which you see the piping right here already installed up in the trusses. And they've also got all of the boxes and control vents and everything else up. See that in just a minute. And additionally, the plumbers were working on the house today. I'll show you a plumber here real quick. Just some extra materials. Again, none of this stuff was here just days ago. And as fast as they go. I'll show you the plumber real quick. He's working on the main water line, which is right there. And then he's got a partner inside working on interior. So I'm going to show you the HVAC closet. So there's a fresh air vent right there. So one of these vents is return and one is the fresh air, the circulation air. The brown wire is the control wire to the thermostat. Got the drain for the laundry set up there. This is right here is the water tubes that will be run along the walls and the ceiling for hot and cold water. Tub is sitting in my primary bedroom suite as well as my shower pan. They've got the holes cut for the hot water heater. And they've got the plumbing for the vanity in, or the drain anyways, and that's the ventilation going out. Right there was a ventilation tube. Right there you've got fresh air going into the water closet, and then that is the dedicated fan that vents to the outside. Now you don't want to leave that fan on for long periods of time in the house because you're just venting your air conditioning outside, or your conditioned air. Could be heated air in the wintertime. Guy's working on running a plumbing line. I'm not sure what's in that box. It's amazing how fast that they're going. That's where the thermostat will go in the hallway. Show you what this guy's working on. He's got that drain vent. Got more AC ducting. Again, this is a bathroom vent right here. Now, when you see a square vent, that is return air to the HVAC. And when you see a rectangle, that's return air there. And that is supply. So that pumps into the room. And he is working on the control valves for the tub shower combo. They're going into that bathroom. I'm going to show you the back side of the laundry room here. Got the drain and vent pipe. And you see more AC duct work there. Now again, just a couple of days ago, none of this stuff was there. Working on the plumbing. And the island. So the next time I go over, the electrical will more than likely be starting to be run. Give you a look at the venting and the boxes up in the vaulted ceiling. And you can see, notes on the walls, on the floors. That's the superintendent's communicating with their trades of errors they want fixed. It's an ongoing process the entire time they build the house. And I'll quickly show you out front. Neighbors' homes are progressing nicely, just a couple of weeks behind mine. Well, that wraps up this video. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. Again, I think the next time I film, just in a few days, they'll be running the electrical throughout the house, and the plumbing will be mostly done. We'll find out. Until next time, bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or the respective affiliates. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 11 in my vlog series of my hula conch cottage being built out at Latitude, Margaritaville, Watersound. The plumbing was featured in the last video, and they have finished the plumbing. This video was recorded on Saturday, May the 25th. And I have some subsequent videos coming out which will show electrical. But this one is going to feature the finished plumbing in a home. And whether it be a cottage or a single family, many of the systems that they use are very, very similar, if not the same. So we'll go over it. Now here on your screen that you see a pipe protruding from the wall here and two pipes here. This is the gas line. Approximately in this location, the gas meter will be installed. Now, gas for the home included is going to be for the water heater. No matter what floor plan you buy, what collection, it is going to have a gas line for the water heater. Now, I got the upgrade of the gas line in the kitchen, so there will be plumbing there as well. So again, this is where the main gas line is. It'll be coming out of the ground, hooking up to the meter, and then going into the house. And then these two pipes right here are for the hot water heater to circulate the water throughout the house. Just a quick look there. Next thing I'm going to show you is the water bib. Now, no matter the collection of the house, you get a water bib out front and a water bib out back. Locations may vary. There's the back water bib. And that is the ground wire behind that plate. So it was a mess during last video, and they've done a lot of cleanup here. So this is the main shutoff valve right here in the house. It's right in the garage. So if you ever detect a plumbing leak in your home, you can go out to the garage and turn off the whole house. Alternatively, if you really wanted to, you could also go out to the main water meter, which will be out towards my neighbor's side lawn. They're always towards the street side, just as a redundancy if you want to make sure that this valve doesn't fail. But this valve here will turn off the entire house. And you can see they insulate it. Additionally, you've got, I know the bar here is covering it. Let's see if I can reverse just a tiny little bit for a better angle. There we go. You see this plate right here. Well, when they come and do the drywall, they might actually put a screw or two in here. They might miss. This is just to try to give some extra protection to the lines that are going in there. Insulated pipes. All the plumbing, all the electrical, everything runs up in the ceiling, not through the foundation. There's the main ground wire. You can see they make notes as they go. They cross them off as they complete things. There's notes everywhere on the walls, on the floor. It is constant quality control throughout the building process. Another interesting thing that I want to show you coming up, first and foremost here, we're going to highlight that they've cleaned out the HVAC pan, nice and dry. It passed its test. Just giving you a good look at the finished plumbing over there. They do a really good job. It's all hidden in the wall, but it looks nice and neat. Now you can see this plates here again, and I'm going to show you another one coming up right there. That's all just protection. I'm going to advance it just a little bit. All right, see this cover here? All right, so once they install the HVAC piping, this is a fresh air vent. The return vents are square. What they do is once they get the places where registers will be installed, they cover these openings to help prevent dust and dirt and construction debris from getting into the pipes and possibly shortening the life of the HVAC. So I like that they do that now. I want to go just forward a little bit more. So this is a pocket door. It's going to go here. You can see this is going out to the hot water heater where it's going to be on the exterior wall, and you can see they've got everything nice and sealed up, foamed up. They put a structure board here so that they could tie down these fittings, and then you can see they also do extra tie downs so that the pipes won't flex and possibly bang into the wall when the pressure changes. And again, everything runs through the ceiling. There's the gas line, main gas line coming in. It will tap over to the hot water heater and then into the kitchen. Just featuring the pocket door here. Got the shower pan installed. Again, you see notes on the floor. That is the builder and or supervisors of trades communicating with their folks. More protection plates. And every once in a while, I'm going to go backtrack here just a little bit so you can see it. These boards, you see them every once in a while. Again, they're being added to the metal studs, and they're being installed so that the piping can be secured so that it won't go back and forth inside the wall with pressure changes. So just a lot of unique systems that they got going on to provide quality product. Shower head will go there. And they clean up. After every crew goes in, they clean up. So the plumbers cleaned up after themselves. The HVAC people cleaned up after themselves. The electricians, well, they'll clean up after themselves. Really the sloppiest part, and you'll get to see it in a future video. There's a note. He didn't like that board. I guarantee you it's been replaced by now. Is when they drywall. That mud goes everywhere. That's the messiest point, and they also have to clean up after themselves. Tub there. We'll head into that bathroom here in just a second. Pocket door goes there. That's just the casing of it. And here's the hall full bath. It's actually kind of a mix between a hall bath and an attached bath in the hula. And you can see again these plates strategically put to try to help prevent nail and drywall screw punctures. I did go with the tub shower combo in mine. It will be a 3-sided tile backsplash floor to ceiling. I do recommend to all my clients to consider getting a tub in their second or one of their bathrooms. Not only because sometimes grandchildren need them or other people love to take baths, but I recommend it for tropical storm and or hurricane purposes. Simply fill the tub full of water when a storm is coming by, because we get a lot of boil water notices. Sometimes they have to shut the water system down for a day or two to run system checks, make repairs and whatnot. And that bathtub full of water is great for flushing commodes. I'll show you the back side of the plumbing here for the laundry. Everything's nice and tight. Again, more protection plates from when they hang drywall. And then we'll head into the common living area. Let's do a quick look around here. I'm just assessing everything. It's amazing how fast they go. It's impressive. Quick look at the island here. So again, you can see the protection plates from where drywall screws may be mounted and or connect with the framing of this island peninsula here. You can see that it is a combination of wood and aluminum. And again, you see these reinforcements here so that they can attach the plumbing to them and they're not attaching it to the aluminum 2x4s basically. Additionally, you can see the spray foam that they use to seal up all the holes to help prevent creepy crawlies from getting into your walls. More notes here from the builder. Didn't like something. He made a big note, and I can guarantee it's been corrected. Plumbing up in the ceiling there, up on the roof. Again, just a nice job. Everything secured, sealed up. Doing a pressure test on the gas line. Make sure it passes so that they can hook it up to the gas. And just more notes from the builder communicating with trades. What's supposed to be in the house, what's expected, what needs to be corrected. Well, that's going to wrap this video up. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. The next video, electrical should be being installed, so stay tuned for that one. Thanks for joining me. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hey, it's Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Beach Properties of Florida. This is video number 12 in my vlog series of my hula conch cottage being built out at Latitude, Margaritaville, Watersound. In this video, they are currently installing the electrical system in the home, so I'm going to do a walkthrough for you real quick. So, wiring for a coach light, the included exterior outlet, and that's where the ceiling fan will mount up. I did not do the LED lights outside simply because I'm going to have a light on my fan. I'm going to enjoy my lanai mostly in the mornings while drinking my coffee, so I really don't need much light out there. That's a comms box right there with the netting around it. That's where all of the fiber comes in and then distributes to the cottages around me. So we got an outlet there and high voltage there. Let me go back and I'll explain that. So this outlet here is simply there for the service technician to be able to plug any tool that they need in order to service the HVAC condenser, which will sit right there. And then this voltage, this wire right here is higher voltage for the HVAC condenser itself. Then we move over to where the hot water heater is. That'll be the power outlet for that, leaving me one outlet, both near the HVAC and the hot water heater, to be able to use out at my auxiliary parking spot, cleaning cars or whatever. The photo sensor will go right there in that outlet next to the bib for the coach light, which I'm going to show you where it's going right there. Then as we move in, we'll take a look at the garage wiring. So I like to show you that most of the wiring is going to run up through the ceiling. Here's the main panel. It looks like a spaghetti mess right now, but it will get straightened out and it will be high and tight. It will look good. See, they got the wires all bundled up there. There's a garage outlet that is included. There's the garage door opener there. That is an additional outlet. And then an included outlet over here. Next, I believe I'm going to show you the garage sensors. Yep, photo eye will be there, and then a photo eye all the way across once I show you how they run the wiring. And down over to the other photo sensor. Garage electrical, we got the garage door opener and the power for the garage door, and as well as, I didn't show it, but there is a hookup for a shop light out there in the ceiling. Light switches for the garage and the laundry room, showing you the grommet there to show that they do protect the wiring. Outlet in the kitchen, I mean the laundry room, the laundry hall. And then you've got a light switch, light receptacle, and a power outlet in the HVAC. High voltage for the dryer. Light switch in the laundry room. And then I'm going to show you just how they run it above. In the hallway. Now here I'm going to pause it for a second if I can get it to be clear. Hey, it worked out. So here's, in this proximity, is going to be an LED can light. But this right here is a junction box for a smoke detector carbon monoxide. So as a combo, smoke, carbon monoxide detector. It is a battery backup and hardwired for power. So, of course, while the home has power, it is operating off of the grid, and if power is out, the battery will have it still detecting for carbon monoxide and smoke. This is the primary bedroom. I went with a high-low voltage against this wall, which will be opposite where I put the bed. Light switch banks, fan, light, out and switched outlets. That's a switched outlet there, and over there as well. It's called half hot, so half of it is switched, the other half is always hot. So plethora of receptacles in. We've got a junction box there, and I'm just showing you how they strap up the venting up there, nice and secure. Then you can see the in the gable there, you can see the openings, how daylight's coming through. That's so that the roofing system can breathe freely and exchange air through natural convection. We'll go down the hall. Vanity outlet. Bathroom switches, LED, secondary bedroom. I believe there'll be one switched outlet in here, and I think it's probably that one or that one. Not quite certain which one it is yet. That's showing you where some LEDs will go, the venting. I did go with LEDs in I went with every single LED upgrade except for out on the lanai, simply because I use my lanai in the morning. It's where I drink my coffee. Now I'm in the den, light switches. I am getting you'll see it next, I got low voltage in that wall as well. The only thing I did expanding in here is the LEDs. Ceiling fan. Now we'll move into the common living area. Island. No matter the floor plan, you get an outlet on either side of the island. He's over there working on the outlet for the oven. Or, I mean the refrigerator. Actually, that's the junction box. Excuse me. He's working on the junction box that ties all of these electrical outlets together. That's what he's working on. That'll be for the refrigerator. You can see the wires sticking out here. That's for my under cabinet lighting. And then the receptacles beneath them is everything that's going to be countertop or backsplash receptacles. Right there's for the oven range. I did get gas upgrade. Sorry about that. And one of those outlets is also going to be a combo USB regular kind of outlet as well. Now in the dining space. And again, I did not do many expanded outlets. I believe I only did 3 in the entire house. Garage, den, and master. Where you see little squiggly things, that's where LED lights will go. Those are pendant light holders. hard points, light switches, light switch banks, high-low, and then LEDs up in the cathedral ceiling. So just a quick look at how they install the electrical. Again, this is not finished. Next video will feature low voltage, pest control lines, and the electrical will be all done. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. Please stay tuned for the next one. Until then, bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hey, it's Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida. This is video number 13 in my vlog series of how Minto builds my hula conch cottage out at Latitude, Margaritaville, Watersound. Giving you a quick view of the neighbors there. Now, in the last video, they were just installing the electrical in the home. And this is just a couple of days later. This was filmed on May 31st, the morning of May 31st. And they have finished the electrical runs. And right now, there is a crew from Planet Secure installing low voltage lines. So we got an outlet there for the HVAC system. That's the main power for the HVAC system. Pipes leading into the HVAC closet. That's where the gas meter will go. That is where the hot water heater will go. That is comms line for the structured media box. Here's the two main panels. Mine is on the right. My neighbor's is on the left with the two pipes. That is going to be the sensor for the coach light, which is going to be right there. Now as we'll head in, we're going to get there's some pest control lines there on the ground. I'm going to get into detail with that. So I'm showing you the green line here. That is a drip line. That is what drips the pest control right onto the base of the wall, creating a barrier that creepy crawlies just don't want to cross. It's a great system. I plan on utilizing it every other year. Now that's the main panel. Last time you saw it in the previous video, it was a big mess of spaghetti. Now it's high and tight. Structured media box. That's the line that will be fished through. There's actually a line in there right now, a rope, for the comms people to pull through their fiber. Now I'm just showing you how they do wiring, and they run almost all of it up in the attic space until it needs to come down on the walls. It's garage door sensor there. Pest control. That is between my garage and my roofmate's garage, and they have one on the other side as well. Now you see the blue line. That is the supply line. It is not perforated. It will not leak or drip. That is just to make sure supply gets to where it needs to go. There's my extra outlet that I ordered for the garage. Otherwise, only two are included. Stepping into the laundry room is letting one of the techs go by, one of the low voltage techs. Drip line again. It runs all along the exterior walls. So even when it's a shared wall, it still runs along there. HVAC closet. You can see some blue Cat 6 on the floor in that next room over there. Get a better look at that in a minute. So like I said, most of the wiring and most of the plumbing and the air conditioning venting all up in the attic space. Structured media box there, they've got it covered up and protected. But I guarantee you on the inside of that, each one of those Cat 6 lines is labeled for which rooms they're hooked up in. And there's even some pest control going on in the interior walls. As you can see here, that surrounds the master bath. That is new. That is one of the first times I'm seeing this where they've actually run some on the interior walls. I noticed they did some in the laundry room as well. Most of the time it's exterior walls only. Don't know if that was a mistake. I'll have to say that until I see it repeated. I'm going to go back here. So you see these loops. All right, video, stop. Let me go back just a second. Bear with me. Apologies. All right, here we go. You see these loops right here, how much slack is in these? Okay, so they do that on purpose to be able to hang the vanity lights centered to where they need to be over your dual vanity or your single vanity. They started doing this about a year and a half ago, and it really helped out with better positioning of vanity lights. Now, water closet. So here's the primary bedroom. Hot water heaters behind there. Here's the gas line. More pest control. Blue line is supply, green line is drip. I'm sorry to be a broken record. I just want to make sure you know that. And again, LED pucks will go where those wrapped up wires are. That's just basically the general hard point for a fan there. And I see they're running that Cat 6. So I got, and you'll see it in the next video that I do, video number 14. I'll show you the finished. Well, they'll have all of that wired in. I did get high and low. So they're still working on it. Yeah, high and low in the master and living room. And then in the den, I got an extra Cat 6 outlet low, because I'm not sure where I'm going to be putting things in there yet. And then low in the second bedroom. Light switches for the bathroom. Here's the second bedroom. Again, all those pest lines running on the exterior of the wall. Light banks for the den. Outlets. Again, they finished up the electrical. Looks all good. Ready for receptacles after drywall. Showing you where the light pucks will go. And the hard point for the fan. Now I know some of these videos might be repetitive for you. Might be going over some of the same things. But I am trying to give you a step-by-step view of how these homes are being built. There's the high-low. I've got that one mostly wrapped up. More pest control. And then the pest control resumes after the front door and continues to go throughout the exterior of the home. Into the kitchen. Everything nice and tight. That pigtail hanging out there, that's going to be under cabinet lighting. And the bracing you see on the walls is for cabinets to be able to mount to. Vent for the microwave fan hood, vent hood. More under cabinet lighting, pigtails. All the electrical and plumbing done behind the refrigerator. And the lighting. Hard points for my pendant lighting. And that's going to wrap it up. So yeah, I do know that some of this is repetitive. I've repeated it from videos, but it helps me to rehash it as I go through these and explain to you what I am looking at and what you are seeing. That's going to wrap this video up. Please stay tuned for the next one. The next one that I publish will be the low voltage finished out. And then the video after that should be insulation and drywall. Thank you for joining me. Join me on the next one. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg, and this is video number 14 of my video log series of my hula conch cottage being built out at Latitude, Margaritaville, Watersound. So the hardy plank siding is being installed in this video. It was filmed on the morning of June the 7th, 2024. And here's a couple of interesting things that I want to point out to you. First, you can see the trim around this window and around this corner. This product here, I'm not quite certain if it is an actual medium density fiberboard, but it feels and looks like a medium density fiberboard. However, I think it's a little more robust. It's not as flimsy or as fragile. Now, you can see that they have spray painted white here around that. Anywhere where they make a cut and then a joint for either the trim product or the hardy plank itself, they spray Kills primer on the cut edge. And the reason why is because these materials already come pre-primed. You can see this yellow color here and the yellow here. That is the primer. It is protecting the material in a coating, in a water resistant, weatherproofing kind of coating. So when they make cuts, they back up with more primer just to make sure. So that's a unique feature. It's a great feature. They've got the soffits in. Now the soffits have little holes on them. I'll talk about them in just a minute when I get a better view. Here's the pest control system sticking out of the side of the house. Look how excellent they trimmed that up. Just excellent job. And then again, the siding. Now I'm going to be stopping the video here coming up so I can show you some things. All right. So anywhere where there's a protuberance on the siding of the house, whether it be a door, a window, or some sort of fitting, electrical, plumbing, what have you, they do trim around it. Get it nice and tight, looking good. And you can see again the primer being sprayed everywhere where a cut was made to try to help seal that product up and extend the life of that product. Another interesting aspect is the flashing, which is the white stripping that you see here on all protuberances, even doors, windows, what have you. If it sticks out of the siding, it gets flashing. Now, this flashing is kind of a open Z kind of shape where it goes on top of the product that it's trying to protect. It's made of aluminum. It's already spray painted white from the factory. Another layer of sealant there, and then it's taped to the wall. It gets tucked under the siding, and it helps protect the siding itself and the trim piece. What it does is it just provides a layer of resistance from either rainwater or from condensation. It allows that to just weep away from the house, evaporate, what have you. So really good building process right there. I'm going to show you the nail pattern coming up. It's about every 10-12 inches. If you can see nail here, nail here, nail here, nail here. I do think that's about every 12 inches. And you can see they've gone with a pencil and drawn where the studs were, right? They're showing these guys where they can install. Now they do use in non-studs as well, straight into the siding board. It will hold. However, going into the studs, really make sure that it's holding. So maybe those are every 8 inches, but they look like 10 or so. Just showing you more of how they do it together. I'm going to stop the video here. All right. So here we've got bathroom vents. I believe this is the guest bathroom vent over the over the toilet. Then you've got two for the master bathroom. One is for a general fan to get the steam air out of the bathroom, and the other is for the water closet. Very highly effective. Instead of pumping up into your attic space or your roof space, they actually ventilate it outside. The only downfall that I see with this system is that if you accidentally leave a fan on, you are literally pumping your heat or your air conditioning straight outside. So it's got give and takes. Another reason I want to show you as a soffit is the holes here. So this adds to the convection system for the heat exchange of the roofing system. So the cooler air is drawn from the outside into the attic space and then out top vents. So it creates a nice circulative flow through your roof system. Also helps with utility bills. We'll continue on. Just everywhere. All these cuts are great. I'm doing a really good job on siding this house, as my neighbor and my roofmates and my neighbors. The logistics that they have done from when they first started in phase 2 to today, night and day. It amazes me. I can't wait to see what's going to be taking place in phases 10 and 11, because they just keep improving every phase. All right, now they have the insulation installed on the inside, but I'm going to stop the video out here for a second once it pans up. There we go. So the insulation company installed these cardboard baffles up here. That is to hold the insulation on that side over basically the finished spaces in the home. Now, I do have one regret when I was picking my Group A's. I decided to not insulate the garage. Now, I've been in plenty of homes in Margaritaville where the garage has been insulated and non-insulated, and you can tell the difference greatly of the garages that have been insulated. And I'm an American muscle car guy. I own 2 muscle cars plus a BMW performance car. So I like to do a lot of wrenching on my own vehicles. So I'm going to be spending a lot of quality time in my garage at some point. So I regret it. Now, I had made the decision I was going to do that after closing. Simply because I do believe that it will save a little bit of money. But in reality, the hassle of booking, having them come out, make a mess, and then leave, I don't know if I'm going to be saving money and time. So in reality, I really wish I would have had Minto do it, because I plan on having blown in above the garage, and then I'm going to have blown in into the exterior wall over here. I am not going to do the shared wall between us, simply because of the number of layers of materials there. That itself will form enough insulation, I think. I'll determine that as I own the home, but nonetheless, hindsight being 2020, I really wish I would have had Minto do it. Now they've got the entire interior insulated and ready for drywall. Got the batting here. This is the shared wall, so I mean that is thick. My neighbor and I should not be able to hear each other unless we're blasting our stereos. Now the HVAC closet is extremely insulated. It is 3 walls plus the ceiling. The only weakness in that HVAC closet is the door. Otherwise, that would be a sealed room. So they have yet, of course, they did not blow the insulation up top because the drywall, the ceilings have not been installed. Once that's done, they will come out and they will blow insulation. And I'm going to probably stop the video in a second to show you some more batting along the side. There's the other side of the HVAC closet in the master bathroom. Just insulation everywhere, creating a nice seal from the outside. Utility bills in these homes should be pretty low. All right. I got excited there because I thought we were going to see some batting. And let's see if I can see some here. I didn't see any. I think I spot some later. I don't mean batting, I meant baffling. Interesting here, I'm going to stop this. I don't think I talked about this. But they use the fire-resistant board here in between the den and the kitchen simply because this is where a lot of the kitchen backsplash and oven range, stuff that might cause a fire. So that they put that there as well. I'm not really sure about the difference between these two products. They're different brands. They're the same R rating, however, but I'm not quite certain why they use a different kind in odd places. I'm not an insulation guy. If you're insulation or have knowledge about it, please leave a comment. I'd really love to know what it is. Again, just the insulation everywhere. Now, they don't use blown in on the vaulted ceiling simply because they would have to construct baffles to hold that, and then even then it would be an uneven spread. So they use this here, the batting, and they put the paper out towards where the drywall would be. That's the vapor barrier. Insulation everywhere. Okay, there it is. Let me go back. All right, so you've got more cardboard up here, okay? That is placed out there at those soffits. That way blown insulation doesn't clog up those soffit holes, so that it allows the hot air to flow up through the attic and then back out of the house, just doing a constant heat exchange. Amazing. So in the next video, the siding should be completely on and possibly drywall hung. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hello, it's Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 15 of my video log series of my hula conch cottage being built out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound. So the siding was finished on June the 10th, and it has already been inspected, either by my superintendent or the siding company superintendent, and that's what these notes are here. So they're pointing out errors and where they would like corrected. In this case, they don't like some of the gaps. And we're coming up over here. There'll be some other places that they've marked up that they don't like. Now keep in mind, you see some stains there on the siding. No big deal. Again, more errors they're pointing out that they want corrected. So it's good that they do it this early rather than letting it go and fixing it later. Having some frame rate issues there on my camera. See, they're not liking the gaps. And they missed a little piece of siding in between the meters there. But it's good that they catch these things and they address it as soon as possible. They want to see that level. Last thing I'm going to show you today is my drywall is being installed. Next video, it'll show it completely installed. I want to stop the video here for a second, and I would like to address this particular drywall right here. That has a special water resistant coating on it. That is going to be installed on the shower walls. I ordered tile backsplashes on my showers and tub shower. So that is the material that goes up there. Sometimes it's this lavender color and sometimes it's green. It depends on what supplier they're getting it from. But again, it's just up to code, and it is a water resistant material, so that in case the grout system on the tile starts to fail, water starts to penetrate, it will not get into the gypsum so easily. And in fact, it should drain down into the pan that either holds the shower pan, because there are poured pans in the foundation for a tub and showers. So it should redirect it down that way, trying to minimize any kind of water damage that might happen from bad or failing grout system on a tile wall. If you got a fiberglass tub shower backing, I don't have a picture for you, but they used this material. It looks like a silver blanket, and they put it up around on the walls around where the fiberglass would be installed, and it basically does the same exact thing as this coated drywall. So next video, if you stick with me, I'll actually show you what it looks like after the drywall goes in. Well, that wraps this one up. Until next time, bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 16 in my video log series of how Minto builds Hula Conch Cottage. I'm able to film this video because this is my personal home. So I am happy to be able to show you how Minto builds homes. Even though this is a conch collection cottage, many of the building processes they use are used throughout all floor plans. So hopefully they are helpful to you. Let's get started. So here on the outside, in the last video, there were lots of pieces of tape up with notes pointing out errors through they're doing quality control. And here we can see they've got the trim cladding. I don't know if that's the proper term on these posts, these support posts. That is an MDF type material. It is pretty thick and pretty heavy. I was messing around with the piece when I shot this video. Coincidentally, this video was filmed the morning of June the 13th, 2024. And you can see that a lot of the notes that were previously hung are no longer there, and there's a new one every once in a while. There was one over there on the wall, and there's one here pointing out some flashing. I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it, so I don't know if it's already been addressed or to be addressed. But the siding is pretty much done now. The next phase will be a nice paint job on the outside for the exterior. Got everything ready out here for the HVAC condenser, hot water heater. I believe all of that is done after the first coat of paint goes on. There were many notes on this wall in the last video. They put that piece of siding in between the 2 meters and took care of the other items. Now we're going to move in and we're going to see the drywall. The drywall has been completely hung. I'm going to stop the video for 1 second. All right. So you can obviously see 2 different colors of gypsum, of drywall. And what that is just a difference in paper run. It's the same exact paper, it's just 2 different colors. There is no functional reason. It's just 2 different papers, 2 different colors. So there's nothing special about it. Now that is different in the bathroom. I believe I talked about that in the last video because they had it packed up, or stacked up, I should say, in the garage, and I think I went over it then, but I'll touch on it again. So this is going to be kind of a long, lingering video. I'm showing you how close they get the drywall pieces put together, how tight fitting, that they cut out all of the electrical and plumbing. And they cut out junction boxes for ceiling fans. But what I found odd is now that they've gone to the puck lights, the drywall guys are no longer cutting the holes where the puck lights will go if you get LED upgrades in rooms. And I did every single LED upgrade available in my floor plan except for out on the lanai. Because I like to drink my coffee out on the lanai in the morning, and I don't want the lights on. Moving into the primary bedroom here. Just showing you how good of a job they do. And then their cleanup. After every crew comes in and does their job, they're required to clean up after themselves to be respectful for the next contractors coming in to do their job. Plus, it makes it easier on the superintendents, the builders, because they do like to update the folks whose homes are being built. They'll send photos about once a week. For my clients, I go out and I do video assessments like this, where I point out what's going on to them. And I do that on a monthly basis for every single one of my clients. Even if you live locally, I still do that for you. It's a video record. You know where the electrical lines are on the wall, the plumbing, everything else. Linen closet here. I'll probably reconfigure it for my coat closet. You don't need too many coats here in Florida. It's awesome. Coming into this is the hall bath. I got the pocket door. Provide a little bit of privacy when I have guests, so they feel like they have their own suite with an attached bathroom. Now you can see that gypsum, that gray coating there. That is a water-resistant coating, and it's for code. The tile will be installed over that, both in the master and in this hall bath here. Now this is one of the smaller secondary bedrooms for cottages. They did this. They took a little bit of square footage away from a little bit of everything. Because, again, the hula and the mango fit on the foundation of a bamboo or a camellia. So they just did some reconfiguring to be able to fit a den. Dens are, just an extra living room. It's very popular, high on demand. So that's why they added the 2 new floor plans, so that they can be roof mates with either a dreamsicle or an aloha. And then, the hula and the mango ended up moving the dreamsicle from being the second largest to being, the 4th largest cottage. Right there, smack in the middle. I don't know if you've ever hung drywall. I've done limited work, like not as a, just rehabbing houses when I was younger. Family and I used to flip houses. And doing drywall on a ceiling of any kind is not fun. So, God love them. God love those drywallers. These guys did an excellent job. You can see they got the pigtails for the under cabinet lighting. But again, when I'm going to show you a ceiling here coming up again. They'll cut out around the junction boxes for pendant lights, ceiling fans, as you can see there in the dining room. But they didn't cut out where the LEDs go. I guess that's just the way they do it. And electricians will probably do that when they come to install those LED pucks. And they just recently, switched the pucks too from canister LED lights. So I'm excited to see how those are installed and go in. Well, that wraps this video up. I appreciate you sticking with me through this video log series of how Minto builds. And in the next one, again, it should be mud on the wall, joint compound. And it's going to look like a war zone in there because they fling that mud. It'll be all over the floor, unless I don't go out there soon enough to be able to catch it, but where they clean it up before. But more than likely, there'll be mud all over the floor and maybe exterior paint. So stay tuned. Appreciate you joining me on this journey. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hey, it's Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida. This is video number 17 of my video log series of Minto building my hula conch cottage out at Margaritaville. Today I'm going to spare you an outside walk around simply because nothing has changed from the last video. Still waiting on probably the final inspection, the final tweak, and then paint job. Today we've got mud. So they have put joint compound up and joint tape up. This is the initial first layer. They've got more to do, and I'll be showing you how many boxes of mud they put in a 1,447 square foot cottage. You can see the boxes there on the floor. You get a better view here in just a second. So they just go through, put some joint compound up, put joint compound tape up, and then they'll go in and redo all of those seams again, and then mud over all those holes, drywall screw punches, everything's going to get covered, and that floor is going to be a mess when they do that. I'll check it out in the next couple of days. This was filmed the morning of June the 17th, 2024, and they did this mud job either on Saturday or Sunday. I would venture to say it was probably Saturday the 15th. They did a pretty good job of cleaning up after themselves. Usually mud is slung everywhere, even on the first just joint day. However, they cleaned up pretty decently. They did leave some spots. You could see some paper there on the floor. Something happened there where they either had to access that, or it was a bulge, or something needed correcting. And then over here too, you can see some circles and arrows pointing to stuff. They're just trying to create flat walls. Going here into the second bedroom. This is kind of the foyer for it. I did buy the pocket door simply for when my guest bathroom can act like an attached bathroom rather than a separate one. Kind of creating a kind of a false suite there, or a faux suite. That's probably a little more polite to say, a faux suite. So again, just going around and showing you the mud job they're doing. More communications going on there with some penciled in. Not sure if they're liking how the seam came together or not, but there's always constant communications with stuff needing to be addressed. Notes, right? Builder didn't like how some of the cutouts were, so we wanted a little bit more cutout, more exposure, mostly for probably the mounting screws for the switches and the electrical outlet receptacles. Coat closet there. Now, the next video I film, there should be mud all over the floor, simply because of the amount of mud that they have to put on these walls to cover all of the imperfections and seams. Imperfections meaning where they put the drywall screws and scrapes and cuts. And then additionally, if I time it right, I also might catch the day after when they texture the walls. I cut out that box. That was a note there from my superintendent probably, or the drywall superintendent. They do have their own quality control for each division. And I did get the pocket door for the master bathroom as well. Shower only. I did the tub shower combo in the second bedroom. Another thing that my clients, when I do these videos for them, again, I only do these assessment videos for them once a month. Since this is my home, I'm doing it on a step-by-step basis so people can see how these homes are built. Is, you got to keep track of what's in the walls and can use that later. For example, I can't hang anything on the side of that soap dish, otherwise I might crack a tile. Structured media box there. And then the laundry room. Do a quick walk around the garage here in a second. Additionally, the HVAC should be installed pretty soon. I saw one of my neighbors across the street was getting their HVAC installed. So I'm just a couple of weeks behind them, and my roommate as well. So the tape job looked really good. I've flipped a lot of homes in my real estate career, and I am no stranger to mudding and sanding. So everything looked great, better than I could do, for sure. So quick look at it looks like my neighbors are getting their cabinets over there. And that's it. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. Please stay tuned for the next one. Hopefully, I'll be able to show you the mud at its finished product, the drywall, and texturing. So that should be in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 18 of my video log series of my Hula Con cottage being built out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound. There's a couple of notes there. You'll see those from time to time. Those are just quality control checks. Either my superintendent or possibly the drywall superintendent is making notes for his crews. And they make error corrections, I should say, as they go. And the logistics they've been using since they first started about 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago, from today is night and day. It amazes me just how far they've come and all the improvements that they've made over the years. So they've gone in and done another layer over each of the joints to cover up the tape a bit more. And then they filled in the drywall screw holes as well. And I'm just trying to show you the quality of work that they do. Every once in a while I'm going to show the floor, and that is because I am flabbergasted that they haven't gotten mud flung everywhere. Now, when you see exposed wood like that means a door casing will be attached there, so there's no need to finish that with mud. But here on the left, this closet, that is going to be a closet, so they do drywall around that, simply because there will be no door frame attached to that. And really, that's all that this video is going to show you, just that they do the drywall process in a couple of steps, a few steps actually. Step one is, of course, joint tape in the first layer. This is the second layer, and then the next video will show you the third layer right before they do texturing. I appreciate you joining me on this adventure as I show you how Minto builds their homes out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound. And of course, if you're thinking about buying out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound, I hope you consider contacting me. I'd love to tell you about the services that I offer. Additionally, if you're thinking about selling, don't know why you'd want to sell. It's an awesome neighborhood, but you might. And if you do, I'd love the opportunity to talk to you about that as well, as most of my career has been as a listing and marketing specialist. Well, that's going to wrap this video up. Please stay tuned for the next one. Be a little bit more drywall on that. And see you next time. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and this is video number 19 of my video log series of how Minto builds my hula conch cottage. Showing the neighbors' houses real quick in case any of you might be watching, get to see a glimpse of yours. Today's video, as I alluded to in the last video, is going to be centered on wall texturing and ceiling texturing. Now, when it's on the walls, it's called orange peel. When it's on the ceiling, it's called knockdown. I think Minto just uses the general term orange peel, but those are technically the terms. You can see it splattered more clearly there in the places where the joint compound isn't heavy. It covers most of the wall. Occasionally, after painting, they do go in and do some spot retexturing. Simply if they don't like how a pattern developed or it just wasn't spread enough. That does happen from time to time. It's going to be a quick video. There's really no sense in taking you through a full walkthrough. I'm going to give you a close-up right here of what the splattering looks like. Now, the process that they use this machine that it's kind of like a potato gun. It spits it on the wall. I'll give you the texture there. And then they use a big giant looking spatula on a big broom handle to scrape it. They don't want to scrape it too hard. They just want to make it a flat surface. Now in the next video, I'm hoping for either the electricians to come out and put the LEDs in all of my interior rooms and the hallways, or a paint job. I'm not sure which one's going to come first, but I believe those will be the two next processes. And somewhere in there as well, now that the home has doors, windows, it's going to paint job. It'll also get the HVAC installed. So I think those are the next three items that are coming soon. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. It's going to be a long one. We're only on video number 19. I'm not sure which video we will end up on. But it's been an exciting process, and thank you for joining me. Until next time, bye. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 20 of my video log series of how Minto builds hula conch cottage. Showing my neighbors' homes real quick, do a quick pan around. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I've been doing these in sequence, step by step. Now, many of the building processes are exactly the same no matter the floor plan, from their largest to their smallest. So from their cottages all the way up to the Vista Collection homes, a lot of the building processes are exactly the same. So my base coat is on my siding. I have white. The trim will be painted next. And the teal on the door won't be painted until probably about a week or so, a month or so before closing. Interior paint has been done. You can see the overspray on the floor. Now, I just went with just the builder grade white, simply because I don't know what I want to do with the walls yet. I am going to be putting some either accent walls up or different colors. I just haven't decided yet. Right now, I'm toying with the idea of having some of the remaining flooring that I'll have left over, the wood flooring that I've selected, and putting that herringbone style on my island. I haven't decided yet. I haven't made up my mind. Additionally, there'll be leftover tiles, so I might do something decorative with those as well. You're going to see a couple of guys walk through. I'm not going to show their faces on camera, but they're from Integrity Drywall. They're the company that contracts doing the drywall in all of the builds, and they were there doing their quality control after the paint, simply because errors are more easily detected after the paint goes on. They can see the imperfections much easier. So that's what they're doing, a little bit of quality control in there. Now, when we get into this bathroom here, in the guest bathroom, you can see the padding for the tile. So they installed that. But the tile company also painted this blue paint on the wall, and that's the first time I've seen that. Now, I have no idea if that is some special coating that they put under, but what I can tell is the painting there stops where the tile will stop. So my guess is they're using that to tell the crews, hey, this is where the tile approximately stops. Because when we get to the master bathroom, that paint goes nearly to the ceiling, and I did pay for that to go to the ceiling in the master bathroom. I know a lot of this is probably repetitive to you, step by step, but I'm just trying to give you a general look at what the product looked like with the base kind of white paint, builder grade white paint on there. And it is Sherwin-Williams brand paint. That's not a discount paint. It is a premium paint. I'm very satisfied with the paint job. I saw no blemishes. I detected one or two things in the drywall which are reported to my superintendent, which I'm sure he reported, and I'm sure those will be fixed. As we're coming into the master, you'll see that the pad is down for the tile, and again, that blue paint, and it almost goes all the way to the ceiling. So I am thinking that while the paint does add an extra layer of water resistance, that it's mostly communicating with the tilers that, hey, you're stopping here or stopping here. So the pad is down for my tile in the laundry room. And the tile crew is hanging out in the garage. I'll show them in a second. HVAC is in. It was in the last video. I believe this week that will be hooked up electrical. Because when we get outside, you'll see that they have run the main lines to the meter outside. But they need to hook up the meter. So there's the tile crew. There's all my tile and the grout. Quick look at that. All the boxes that they'll be using. Any remainder left over goes in the utility closet, which again, I might be using for some sort of decoration or someplace else. We'll head outside. Quick look at some of my neighbors' homes to show you the progress. There's my brand new HVAC condenser. Box is still sitting there. That crew that was at the beginning of the video on the side of the house, that's what they were doing. They were digging those lines, burying those lines, and running them into the meters there. Gas line was also installed, and they secured the HVAC to the pad, and now it's ready to be wired. And I'm sure that will be done this week. Again, this was filmed on June the 26th, and it is now July the 1st when I'm recording this video. I really appreciate you going on this journey with me. I know some of it can be tedious and repetitive, but I do think it's important for those of you who are thinking about purchasing in Margaritaville, or those of you who are under contract, curious about how the homes are being built. That's what these videos are for. I hope they're informative. If you're thinking of selling or buying out at Latitude, Margaritaville, Watersound, please contact me. I'd love to talk to you about it. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video 21 of my vlog series of how Minto builds Hula Conch Cottage. So they've got the trim paint on now. It is white. It matches the base white. It is a little bit more semi-gloss than the base white, which is kind of a flat. The interior is also painted. This is the included interior paint. I'm not sure what I want to put on the walls right now. I know that I will probably have an accent wall or two. However, I don't know the materials. I might use excess flooring. I might use excess tile. or I might do shiplap. I'm not sure yet. So they've got the tile floor in. I did 24-inch tiles in a diamond pattern on both bathroom and the laundry room floor. And then I did 12-inch tiles on the shower walls. However, in the master, you'll see I did something a little bit different. Now, that blue paint in the last video, again, I do believe it was marking where the tilers are supposed to stop to indicate to that. Additionally, that paint, it probably provides a little bit of extra water resistance. I don't know if it's code or not. That's the first time I've seen it. I was happy to see it. And we'll head straight on into the master. Last video showed the paint job, so the tile floors is covered. That's to protect it during the rest of the construction process. And when I show the tile wall here in the shower, just a second. Again, 24-inch tiles, diamond pattern on the floor, level 2 tiles, and I did 33% staggered all the way to the ceiling in the master. Many of my clients selected this tile, and over the last 3 years, I really became attached to it. And the laundry room is also tiled. Again, protective coating won't burn construction. HVAC closet. Extra materials are stored. So extra flooring, extra tiling, extra transoms. Show you a little bit of a Schluter here. So I have an extra 24-inch box and an extra 12-inch box. This one's a broken tile, so they'll throw this one away. And then I'll show you some Schluter. They will put probably one strip of Schluter in my closet. Separate them out. There's two there. Let me separate it into one just a second. There you go. That is what they use instead of bullnose. Show you now, this was filmed Sunday, June the 30th, so really no work crews there at 8 a.m. yet. It was very nice and peacefully quiet. Well, I appreciate you going on this journey. In the next video, I expect possibly the main being hooked up for electrical, and maybe some more electrical work going on in the form of maybe the HVAC being connected up, receptacles and switches being put in, as well as maybe LED lights in all of the ceilings inside the house. The only place I didn't do LED lights was my lanai. I like sitting out there in the morning drinking my coffee, and I don't really need light on for that. So I decided no light. I've got the included coach light that goes here. And then I did buy a stainless fan with a light attached to it out here. So that'll be enough light for me, especially when I'm grilling out here. You cannot have a gas grill or a charcoal grill out on your lanai, but electric grills are not excluded in the HOA. No gas, no charcoal, but electric are not excluded. Now, you can own a gas or a charcoal grill. It's just you have to keep that in your garage, roll it out of your garage, cook your meal, and then roll the grill back in. That is allowed. But out at Flip Flop Court in 6B and C, we have two excellent charcoal grills out there. I honestly can't wait until we have a phase barbecue. That's going to be a good time. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. If you ever have any questions about Latitude, Margaritaville, Watersound, whether you want to sell or buy, please consider contacting me. I am a specialist. That wraps this up. Until next time. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or the respective affiliates. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 2 of my vlog series of how Minto builds Hula Conch Cottage. And today I'm going to be showing you there starting the interior trim installation along with the interior doors and cabinets. We've got some trim sitting out here that they've been cutting here. They've got 2 cutting stations I'll be showing you, one on the lanai and one out in the garage. Baseboards are in, window sills are in, cabinets are sitting there getting ready for installation. They've got some of the door casing trim going up, and they've got some of the door casings installed. So I'll have to do that pocket door there yet. Door casing there. That is the trim for that secondary bedroom. Vanity sitting there waiting for installation. They've got that closet cased in. Now, these gentlemen here, I started filming this at 8 a.m. on July the 3rd, and I imagine that these gentlemen got there at 7 a.m. for as far as they've gotten, because they have cut a lot. Some of my crown molding sitting there, and these are my cabinets for my master bath. I've got the pocket door installed there, but just not the other one to the secondary guest bedroom. Door casing there. So they're moving along fast. So I imagine in the next video, all of the trim will be installed, waiting for painting. I'm hoping that very soon the main is hooked up, electrical main, and they can hook up the HVAC to start acclimating the home and have it pressure tested. That way they can bring in the flooring. And he's out there cutting baseboards and crown molding. So I appreciate you going on this adventure with me. Hopefully these videos are helpful to you. If you're thinking of selling or buying out at Latitude Margaritaville Watersound here in Panama City Beach, consider giving me a call. I am my broker's specialist in this neighborhood. And as you can see, I am putting my money where my mouth is and investing in it myself. That wraps this video up. I hope you join me for the next one. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida. This is video number 23 of my video log series of how Minto builds Hula Conch Cottage. This was filmed the morning of July 4th, 2024, right before a storm rolled in. It was a quick storm, about 30 minutes. Wood sill aprons. There's the baseboard. I did do the common area crown molding upgrade. So it's in the foyer, the dining room, the kitchen, the hallway, and the den, and the little tiny foyer for the guest bedroom second hall bath. I am very happy how it turned out. I am still questioning myself whether I should do the bedrooms or not. I might do it afterwards. Not quite certain. So I got the crown molding on the cabinets. I did the light package, under cabinet lights, so the valance was included. Just looking good. And I got the refrigerator surround, the cabinet there. In this particular floor plan, it might be okay to not put that on there simply because it's not seen. But I put it on there to try to cut down on refrigerator noise. I did get these sponge trays. I don't like my dish sponge on top of my countertops. I also got, I think I mentioned it, pot and pan pull out, soft close dovetail, Down the hallway. Closet all trimmed out. There are the doors. I can't wait to see those installed. I think the hallway turned out excellent. And of course, the den does enjoy some crown molding. And I think it looks super in there. They haven't installed the pocket door right there yet. The pocket door for the master is there. Got the vanity installed. Now look at these cuts coming up I'm going to show you. This is inside of a closet. Hardly anybody's going to see this, but that's the kind of work that they do. Once that gets caulked and painted, it's going to look great. Slider doors go there. They must have been damaged because they are not in the house. I must have had to get some new ones. Crown molding in there looks great. I didn't show the foyer. Apologies, but it looks just like that, just on a larger scale. Overall, I am pleased that I selected the crown molding in the common living areas. Again, I'm torn whether to do it in the bedrooms or not at a later point. So there's my bathroom cabinetry. It is not installed because they ran into a plumbing and an electrical issue. So I've got the middle drawer, the two vanities, and the linen cabinet. And believe it or not, all 4 items do fit in the space here in the master. I think that drawer was probably damaged, so they probably ordered a new one. So you see some drywall cut out here. Well, I'm going to stop the video when I get into the bathroom. So in all my previous videos, there was 1 hot water and 1 cold water line and a drain. Well, when the vanities showed up, they found out they had a little bit of an issue because the 2 vanities that showed up, because I got the middle drawer, they couldn't put those 2 cabinets together, remove the walls, and then run 1 drain line, you know, the 2 sinks going down into 1 drain line, and both sinks being fed by 1 water line. So they had to have the plumber come out and redo these lines. And I just got off of it. I'll show it here in just a second again. And this right here is the extra outlet I bought for the vanity. Well, the linen cabinet is going to go up against that. So now they're probably going to have the electrician come out and move not the included line, which is right there, and the extra one that I paid for. So that'll delay a little bit. Now, this is not truly a true error on Minto's part. You have to keep in mind that this Hula cottage is the second one that they framed, plumbed, and ran electrical to. I was the first one under contract, but they were building a Mango and a Hula as choice select products, meaning that the sales center would be able to offer them for sale and be able to give tours to people. Additionally, agents like myself can also give those tours upon requests. So there were bound to run into a couple of, I want to say, discoveries, simply from they hadn't constructed these floor plans yet. And that was part of the scary thing of purchasing a floor plan based off of a drawing. They didn't even have any 3D renderings. It was just a flat 2-dimensional floor plan drawing. Showing you the molding here that they did in the garage. So in essence, Minto is using my build out as part of discovery. You know, they're figuring it out, what they have to do to build that floor plan and its sister floor plan, the Mango. Show my neighbors' homes real quick. Well, that's going to wrap this video up. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. For the next one, I keep hoping for that electrical hookup so they can hook up the HVAC and then start climatizing the home, get it pressure tested, and then once it passes that, drop off the flooring. I do expect painters to be going in and caulking and painting the trim. And then cabinet makers will finish up their job doing some tweaks. And then after that, sometimes should be countertops too. So looking forward to all that. Thank you for going on this journey with me. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or the respective affiliates. Hi, it's Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 24 of my video log series of how Minto builds Hula Conch Cottage. In the last video, I showed you that they were having issues with the master bathroom. They had to do some plumbing reconfiguring, and they're going to have to do some electrical reconfiguring in order to fit all of this cabinetry. Now, this cabinetry does all fit. There is like a ½ inch of spare space. So it barely fits in that spot here in the Hula Conch Cottage. But I'm excited that they've got it. So they've got the insulation installed. They moved the plumbing, as I showed you in the last video. They got the drywall done. They have remudded it and sanded it. The electrician's going to have to come in, and they're going to have to move those outlets on either side of the vanities. And then the next step after that, they will be putting the pocket door for the guest bedroom suite. And then they also have to install the den door. Both of those are on property. They're in the garage at the moment. So those are supposed to be installed this weekend. So I might pop out there and film that, or I'll film it Monday morning. This was filmed the morning of July the 11th, 2024, and I expect to have the next one up sometime next week. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. If you ever have questions or just want to talk about Latitude, Margaritaville, Watersound in general, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. That wraps this video up. Thanks for being with me. Bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or the respective affiliates. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida. This is video number 25 of my video log series of how Minto builds Hula Conch Cottage. And today I'm going to be featuring the den door, the hallway bathroom pocket door, and what's going on with my master bathroom cabinetry and electrical. So they've got the den door casing and doors installed. I went with the solid doors. Want a nice dark room there, probably for my little private home theater. I love action movies, so I have a 5.1.2 surround sound system. Pocket door has been installed on the secondary bedroom suite. So now with that pocket door, that secondary bedroom actually becomes a suite, because that bathroom will be considered attached. Of course, it still remains to be the main hall bath for guests. Now, hey, the bathroom cabinetry is missing and it is mocked up. I say mocked up because it is not affixed. They have to move 2 electrical lines, but they've got it in there and it barely fits. So that center drawer cabinet, the linen cabinet, it all barely fits. So a little bit of trim there to put in, but they haven't done that because they've got to move that electrical outlet. And I imagine they'll move it somewhere over there, and that one maybe over there. Not sure. Not quite certain how they're going to do it yet. But that wraps this video up. I know it's a really short one. Next video hopefully will feature the crown molding being caulked up, all the trim being caulked up, and then painted. So we'll see. We'll see where this adventure takes us. I appreciate you going on this adventure with me. And until next time, bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hi, it's Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 26 of my video log series of how Minto builds Hula Conch Cottage. In reality, this is 3 videos, relatively short videos, all combined together to bring one update. So I filmed these 3 videos on July the 17th, 19th, and 20th of 2024. And what you're looking at here is the plumbers are installing the main water lines leading to not only my roofmate's home, but my home and my 2 neighbors. And these pipes right here will hook up to the irrigation systems that water our lawns. So they've got all that dug up. Incidentally, my neighbor and I both got our gas meters as well. All right, we're going to jump cut into the master bedroom here in a second. All right, I'm going to pause it if you don't mind. So they had to come back here and cut the drywall and move my additional electrical line that was supposed to go on the wall. Well, there was a cabinet mix-up. Either the wrong cabinet was ordered or the wrong cabinet was delivered. And when I mean cabinet, I mean the linen cabinet. It was supposed to go against this wall here. However, and that one would have opened up from right to left. What they sent was one that opens up from left to right. And they were not going to install the cabinets until I had a meeting with my superintendent. And I told him in reality, even though it causes an electrical issue, I prefer this linen supply cabinet to be here. It's obviously where going to be the towels and the toiletry is going to be supplied. So I thought it being more convenient to the water closet here better. Now, this was my additional outlet. And we're in the water closet right now. They had to cut a hole in order to move that electrical line over on top of the vanity. We're going to jump cut into the next video here after I show a little bit of this. So, let me go back just one second. There we go. So this one is the included outlet. All right, included in the master bath for cottages is one outlet installed into the backsplash that goes in between both vanity sinks. If you get an additional one, it can go on either wall, depending on if you get a cabinet or a closet. If you get a pocket door, if it's an option for your floor plan leading into the bathroom, then no outlet can be installed on the wall where the pocket door is. So it's caused a little bit of an issue for us, but eventually this outlet will be in the backsplash over in the corner over there. And you only get the one outlet. So resale purposes, I went with the upgraded additional outlet because most couples are going to want and or need 2 outlets, vanity access. Let's continue on. Now, this video was shot on the 20th, the morning of the 20th July, featuring my neighbors' houses here a little bit so they can see the progress. If any of them are watching, they're coming along nicely. My countertops have been installed. This was installed on the 19th. So I am here the following day filming. Now, I got level 1 quartz, the Snow White, I think it's called, or Sugar White. Sugar White. My backsplash is going to be kind of a stone gray, and my floors are the driftwood looking grays. So I think those will complement nicely. I'm going to show you the vanity top here. Again, level 1 quartz Sugar White. Got the little flex in there, allowing me to go either natural or grayscale or neutral scale. And we're going to head into the master here. Now they have affixed the cabinetry. It is permanently affixed now. Got the backsplash on and the vanity tops in. They're going to have to come back out and cut for that electrical outlet to go into that backsplash. They'll do that over in the left-hand side corner. Just showing you the seams here and the caulking job. It looks good. I'm just pointing out they're going to have to do something with that, and I imagine they're going to put that outlet right there in that corner because they can't put it behind that faucet where that line is now. All right, we're going to head out to the garage because when they were installing the main line for the plumbing and the irrigation, they did a pressure test, and they discovered an error with my main line. So this puzzled me. I was like, what happened here? And when I'm filming this, I'll get my mouse out of the way, see if that bar will go away. I could actually see daylight. I'm going to show you over here. I'm doing bad camera work here. Sorry, I'll finally get down here. So they even had to chip away my foundation to find out what was going on because my main line had been punctured. My builder confirmed that Monday the 22nd in a text message to me. And he says they've got it corrected and it'll go through another test. If it passes, they'll seal all that up and get it tight, nice and tight. So, mistakes happen during the construction process. It's not a perfect system, but they do their best to do quality control and correct their errors along the way. In the next video, I hope that they have the countertop guys back out there to cut that hole for the electrical outlet in my master bathroom vanity. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, they get the main line hooked up for electrical so that they can bring in my flooring. Now, let's talk about what happens during this phase when the countertops go in. A rule of thumb. It's a rule of thumb. It's not chiseled in stone. It's not a guarantee. It's not anything like that. But the rule of thumb is once the countertops go in, typically you're about 45 days away from closing. Now, things can slow that down. Weather, supplies, labor shortage, and the last thing is the title company. The title company can only close so many homes per month. And sometimes the title company is ahead of the builder, waiting on homes to close. And sometimes Minto is ahead of the title company, where they have homes that are ready to close, but the title company simply just can't process them fast enough. Now, somebody might say, well, why don't they expand the title company's abilities? You also have to keep in mind that it's also county that is slowing it down too. There's coding to be done, inspections, and everything else. Right now, they are averaging in between 50 and 70 homes closed per month. That's pretty good considering when they first started this process, they were having a hard time closing 50 homes a month. So they've really got their logistics nailed down now. So I appreciate you going on this journey with me. I'm looking forward to the next video and see what it brings us. Until then, bye now. Neither this video nor the brokerage and/or realty services offered in this video are affiliated with or endorsed by LMWS LLC, Minto Communities LLC, Margaritaville Enterprises LLC, Margaritaville Communities LLC, or their respective affiliates. Hi, I'm Mark Oberg with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida, and this is video number 28 of my video log series of how Minto builds Hula Conch Cottage. Showing you here, they're getting ready to pour the sidewalks, getting everything staked up, show where forms are supposed to be installed, house numbers on the house, and the electricians have been in installing the outlets, switches, and the fixtures. Show the coach light there, my ceiling fan plus the light. Now that is epoxy. That is poured in low spots in the foundation. They'll go in, sand everything, make sure everything's level before they install the hardwood flooring product. So the LED pucks are in. I've not selected a ceiling fan in there yet because I'm still toying with what I'm going to do with the ceiling. Am I going to do coffered? Am I going to do beams? Am I going to do? I'm trying to figure it out. I went with some basic light fixtures to start off with, just so that I have them in the house. And as I live in it, I will switch out design and decor on those. Now, they're going to be taking that comms port and putting it over there in the backsplash instead of having it hang over. That makes sense. I agree with it. I'm happy they're doing it. Showing the under counter cabinet lights. Those are awesome. They can be swiveled to kind of aim the light where you want to shine it. And they have 3 lighting settings, kind of a cool, more of a yellow kind, and then a neutral. So I really like those. That's why I got them. And plenty of shelving in the pantry. I might have those shelves replaced with some wood product later. This hall closet here just has a ton of storage. That's a lot. I'm definitely going to have a different storage solution put in there. Showing the trim work and the lights in the hall. Going in the den, some more self-leveling. And got a half hot in that room where I believe the top outlet there is controlled by one of the switches. I did not put a ceiling fan in there yet. The ceiling fan that I have in the master currently will go in the den once I figure out which ceiling fan I want in the master bedroom. Now, Minto has a great selection of fixtures and fans, but I like to be able to look at them physically while I'm deciding, and that just wasn't possible during the selection, really. Showing all the outlets and this foyer here, and the hall bath, electrical fixtures, and towel bars. Right now, the towel bars and toilet paper holder match the plumbing fixtures in the shower. Once I figure out what I want to put in there, I will switch those out. Basic ceiling fan in here. This room won't be used all that much, so that's perfect. And then a half hot outlet there. More leveling. And this floor plan has a ton of storage in it. I mean, you've got that big hallway closet there. You've got a coat closet here. Now, it's really odd that they put in all the shelving here, like it was a linen closet or something, but I'll be using that as a coat closet. More self-leveling. Highs and lows. Shelving in the closet. Shop light. Still don't have my power meter. That's why none of the lights are on. Included outlet in the closet. Again, that basic fan will get moved over into the den at some point. And 2 half hots in the master bedroom for nightstand lamps. Let's talk about the bathroom. So in previous videos, I've mentioned about how the wrong cabinet was delivered, meaning this one right here. In the blueprint drawing, it's supposed to go over on the opposite wall. And I told my builder that it was acceptable. That was acceptable to me because I do like the concept of where that cabinet is closer to the water closet, a little bit more accessible for the shower for those days where you forget to get your towel out and you take a shower and you're dripping wet. So it would just been more convenient right there, lifestyle wise. However, the blueprints that were drawn up for the home show that cabinet here, and the vanities slid over. So they're not going to do a redraw of the blueprint in order to be able to get the certificate of occupancy. And the bathroom the whole thing of the house has to match the blueprints to get the certificate. So they're going to have to switch all that out, which means they're going to be ripping all of this out. They're going to be taking the cabinets out, redoing the plumbing because it's all going to be shifted over to the right now, and then running the wire that they ran through this wall back over to its original place where the cabinet currently is. So a little bit of a delay. Now, this is just logistics biting us in the bud. And basically, it's not much of a slowdown or not much of an inconvenience. Things can happen like this. Now, my hula is the second hula that was framed and starting to be built, but it's the first hula that is as far as it is. So cabinets, plumbing, electrical, all of that. So in reality, my hula is the guinea pig for the whole process, since it's going to be the first one. And through this journey, we've discovered a couple of anomalies, and working with Minto in a collaboration type feel, we're getting things done. So while it's a little bit of a hiccup, it is going to be rectified. The return vents and HVAC ducting is in. Now, there's the shop light in the laundry room. Just another glimpse of the hallway. Now, the drywaller, he drywalled over the electrical out in the laundry room. You're going to see a big giant mess of holes drilled over here. I'm going to show you. There we go. Get you a better picture of it here in a second. So the drywaller drywalled over the electrical outlet and the 240 outlet for the dryer. And it was discovered by the electrician, so they had to probe around to try to find that stuff. And my builder told me that they're going to be completely replacing that entire section of drywall, just so that there's not just a ton of patches there. Into the garage. There's the additional outlet I purchased. I'll be putting my workbench there. The cottages come with one outlet on either wall. So if you need more out there, make sure you get additional ones. And then the one in the ceiling for the garage door opening. And there's an outlet up there, and there is a light up there. Show you the panel. It is nice and labeled. Where you see the blue squares there, each one of those is a ground fault interrupt circuit. So right there in the panel. The poured driveway, parking pad. Just do a little show around here of the neighbors. And that's going to wrap this video up. A lot in this one, a lot. I am hoping for the power meter to finally be installed, hopefully this coming week, so that they can deliver my hardwood flooring and let it get seasoned in the house before they install it. Plus, they have to do all of that work in the bathroom, so I'll be showing you that as well. I really appreciate you taking this journey with me. And as always, if you're ever thinking of selling or buying in Latitude, Margaritaville, Watersound, I am Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Beach Properties of Florida's premier specialist in this neighborhood. And I know a heck of a lot about it. I'd love to help you. That's going to wrap this up. Till the next one. Bye now.